morning, welcome back to BT. This Thursday, Nest Family Center will offer parents some expert help when it comes to transitioning your infant from milks to solids. Here with her advice is registered dietitian Lisa Back. So Lisa, this is it can be a stressful time for a lot of parents. When do we begin the transition from milks to solids?
Ideally, the transition starts from 6 months on.
Okay.
You can introduce as early as 4 months, but we want to try and wait till 6 months.
Okay, because then they've developed the ability to eat everything?
Minimizing the risk of food allergy.
Okay, let's talk about allergies then. What things should I be concerned of, and what are the warning signs that my child's had a reaction?
So the most common food allergens tend to be nuts, so tree nuts and peanuts. There's milk, soy, wheat, fish, eggs. Those are the most common.
Okay.
So one thing that you want to make sure that you absolutely are paying attention to is any sort of facial swelling, any sort of swelling in the throat, the lips, the tongue. That's an emergency.
Okay, and because, and so keep an eye out for those things, but because of the lack of allergens in it, the sweet potato is a good way to start, is it?
Sweet potato I just chose because it's high in vitamin A.
Okay.
So definitely important for eye development, normal growth, and development, as well as your immune system.
Okay, we've got several different, as appealing as it looks, we've got several different levels here. So where do we start when it comes to our youngest transitioning?
Okay, so around 6 months, you want to have a nice thin puree, similar to breast milk. So it's going to be on the thinner side.
Okay.
And that's going to be this
one here?
shot on our left here.
All right. So how did we prepare that?
So I used the baby bullet. You don't have to use a baby bullet. You can use your typical blender. There's no difference between any of the devices that are available.
It is cute though.
It is. I like it. It's very handy. So you stick in your cooked sweet potato with a little bit of the water. So I kept a little bit of the water.
So this is how it comes out of the pot?
Exactly.
Okay.
So I added a little bit of the water. You hit start until you get a nice smooth consistency. And that's where your strainer comes in, because you're going to pour it in through your strainer to make sure there's no big lumps or bumps or strings of anything.
Okay, so we go so it's just the puree. And then when do I transition to stage 2?
So gradually, and your baby will let you know. You just kind of watch your baby and see how they like it.
Yep.
You'll gradually start to get a little bit thicker and a little bit chunkier as time progresses.
And this one we've just smooshed up with a fork?
Exactly. So you can take your fork and just mash it up really easily. So there's going to be some lumps or bumps, but nothing major that they can choke on.
Still want them to be able to go through that there. And then when it finally comes to it, things we're just going big chunks.
Yep. By about 9 months, they should be getting smaller pieces. It's still cooked. Small enough, though, that they can manage with their fingers, but not big enough to choke on.
Exactly it. So here's a question for us when I was transitioning my kids. How do we make sure that they're getting all the nutrition they need? Because the milk that they normally have gives them everything that they need.
Right. So the first foods that you'll be introducing are iron-rich foods. Those can be chicken, meat, poultry, fish. And you can also go with some of the other things like legumes, canned beans, that sort of thing that are high in iron.
Okay.
Iron is the key.
Why iron?
Because
infant?
your infant stores start to deplete by the time they're 6 months, and it's really important for brain development.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that they're still getting adequate iron, but you want to make sure you have a lot of variety there.
So they get lots of different things, and it also keeps them from being picky eaters later on if I'm trying to introduce them all the time. As far as Thursday goes, I leave my child at home if I can.
Ideally.
So that I can focus on you. What are the biggest questions you're going to get on Thursday when it comes to transitioning?
I don't know. You have to come out and give me some questions.
I'd be happy to. Although, thankfully, I've gone through the pureed whatever. Although, you know what? Sometimes... that's good stuff
yummy.
right there. That's the best. If you want some information on Nest and on how you can sign up for the workshop on Thursday, all the info is on breakfasttelevision.ca. You're going to take a break. There's still plenty to come today on BT. Quite good. Right.